get wet as your sorrow calls. Oh, the sun will rise on a brand new morn. You'll be warm and dry and freshly born.
With support from Judith Robert and in memory of our good friend Tom Kapasinskis, and with additional support from Marshall County Community Foundation, the Indiana Arts Commission, and E. Lee Marshall, from historic downtown Plymouth, Indiana, where the Lincoln Highway and Michigan Road cross the banks of the beautiful Yellow River, it's the Wild Rose Moon Radio Hour. Maggie Kubley, and joining us today as part of Wild Rose Moon's Earth Hug Boogie celebration will be John Kennedy, Joel Cooper, Chris O'Brien, Nathan Waddell, Michelle Schricker, Martina Sam, John Merriweather Williams, Patty Schaffner, Mark Snell, John Baylor, Howard Gibbs, and Jim Yoakum, all here to celebrate our precious planet Earth. And now, recorded live from the Wild Rose Moon Performing Arts Center in historic downtown Plymouth, where the Art Deco Reese Theater is now enjoying its second lifetime of excitement and inspiration for the benefit of the local and regional community. Here is the radical rascal of all things lunar, or lunatic, your radio hour host, George Schricker.
The river goes round, around the bend. The river goes round, round, round till the very end. And when it stops, woo, it starts again. It won't be long till the river goes round. It won't be long till the river goes round and round and round, my friend. Welcome to the special edition of the Wild Rose Moon Radio Hour. Today, in celebration of Earth Day and Earth Week, we make a big deal of that here at Wild Rose Moon. And why not? Because our logo includes the Native American concept of the first full moon in June when the wild roses bloom. And so that's a good way to do the seasons, right? So instead of June, you could call it the Wild Rose Moon. So we're sharing a bundle of songs from regional songwriters that circle around the subject of our precious planet today. These are songs of joy and mirth, songs that celebrate the earth and all creation, and songs that poke fun in tongue-in-cheek manner and draw attention to our continual inattention toward the earth and all its inhabitants. We hope these songs help further the creation of a caring community focused on the hopes, dreams, and well-being of our children and all the generations to come, and that they help promote a spirit of positive stewardship in those who engage with them. And with that, I am going to start the activities today with a poem. Mother, you are round. All space curves around you. Your moon is round. Why do we fight with your teaching of roundness? Is not each vein in my hand a river I have borrowed from you? Now we're going to have a song by Michelle Schricker, our applausologist. And Michelle, can you tell us a little bit about how you wrote this song?
Yes, I will. Thank you. This song's called In the Beginning, and George and I were performing together for years. At one point in the summer, a good friend of ours, Harriet Finney, who is a pastor of the Church of the Brethren, asked us to come to the Sunday school class, and because the students were studying Genesis, and she kind of wanted to see if we could help them understand it through song. So my focus on this song was kind of to focus on this idea, as I say in this song, that we're trying to care for all living beings, all living entities. And so I wrote this song with the help of many folks here. Let's give it a try. In the beginning. In the beginning, oh what a beginning, God made the heavens and God made the seas. In the beginning, oh what a beginning, God made the earth, the grasses and me. And God said, go, care for the living. And God said, go, care for the stars. Saw that all was good in his sight. In the beginning the earth started giving herbs and plants and fruits with seeds. And up in the sky, quite far from the eye, sun and the moon worked out light for me. And God said, go, care for the living. And God said, go, skies. And God said, go, care for the oceans. And God said, go, care for all life. Then came the fishes, the birds in the sky. Be fruitful, God said, and multiply. The cattle, the reptile, all wildlife we see. With all this creation, God was pleased. In the beginning, God made us for living, woman and man born out of love. In the beginning, God started all living, and all that was made came straight from above. Sing it with me, if you will. And God said, go, care for the living. And God said, go, the skies. And God said, go, care for the oceans. And God said, go, care for all life. One more time, here we go. And God said, go, care for the living. And God said, go, care for the stars. And God said, go, care for the oceans. And God said, go, care for all life. And God said, go, care for all life.
All right, thank you so much, Michelle Schricker and Nathan Waddell and John Baylor and Maggie Kubley for helping with that. That was just delightful. Now we have John Williams up. And John is an, do I dare say, old friend? We're both old.
And friends, yeah.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
for a long time. And
Yeah.
you have written a very interesting song here.
You think so?
Yes.
Yeah.
Do you have any words to say about this song before you do it?
No?
Nothing whatsoever.
No.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm anxious to hear it.
Well, okay. Are we ready? Gonna melt that polar ice cap. I'm talking me and you. Gonna melt that polar ice cap. What else can we do? Gonna melt that polar ice cap. Gonna melt it down. Gonna melt that polar ice cap. We don't need it around. Gonna melt that polar ice cap and kill off polar bears. Gonna melt that polar ice cap. We don't really care. Gonna melt that polar ice cap. Gonna melt it down. Gonna melt that polar ice cap. We don't need it around. California's retreating up into the hills. Disneyland is gone, and so are the thrills. Gonna melt that polar ice cap and get it fossil fuel. Gonna melt that polar ice cap. We are no one's fool. Gonna melt that polar ice cap. Gonna melt it down. Gonna melt that polar ice cap. We don't need it around. Florida's gone back into the sea. So don't go buying any stock in Disney. Gonna melt that polar ice cap. I'm talking me and you. Gonna melt that polar ice cap. If it's the last thing that we do.
Okay. Now, Kennedy's Kitchen is going to join us on stage. Is that not right, I think? And, that consists of John Kennedy and Chris O'Brien and Joel Cooper and also Nathan Waddell. One of their other bass players is here. So we're really excited about having them. And, John, you could tell us a little bit about the song you're going to do.
All right. Great Kankakee used to start up here about a mile west of South Bend, Indiana, where I was raised. And the draining of the Kankakee was the first great ecological controversy in the United States of America. It took 70 years, and in the state of Indiana, we drained pretty much all of it. So there we go. Sit here and listen, I'll tell you a story about how this land was not so long ago. I'll sing you a song, mighty old river, natives you call him the long, wide and slow, where you see the farmers working the ground between spring showers, April and May. Tall marshland rushes, blackbirds and thrushes, the wolf, the bear, the eagle did stay. The great Kankakee, he's calling to me. The great Kankakee, long, wide, slow and free. The great Kankakee. Birds by the millions would come through in summer, hear the ducks, swans, herons elsewhere. They'd rise from the grasses as they would pass. They'd block out the sun as they winged on their way. The Potawatomi lived here, Iroquois, Miami, canoed through the myriad islands and streams. They fished, they harvested plants from the water. They lived here, they loved here, they died and they dreamed. The great Kankakee, he's calling to me. The great Kankakee, long, wide, slow and free. The great Kankakee. And when the hot summer sun here dried all the grasses, the floor of the forests covered with bees, incredible fire raged through the country. The ground itself burned, leaving only the trees. The greatest of all trees could withstand the fire, stand through the winter, charred black and bare. Then in the spring, explosion of color under distant green canopies hung in the air. The great Kankakee, he's calling to me. The great Kankakee, long, wide, slow and free. The great Kankakee. I'll tell you a story about how this land was not so long ago. I'll sing you a song, mighty old river. The natives here called him the long, wide and slow. This river once covered these counties all over in springtime when waters ran high. Now it map barely shows him a bit of a scribble, a drainage ditch under a bright blue sky. The great Kankakee, he's calling to me. The great Kankakee, long, wide, slow and free. The great Kankakee.
Chris O'Brien, Joel Cooper, Nathan Waddell, Kennedy's Kitchen. Wonderful work. Wonderful work. Well, coming up next, we have more songs celebrating our precious planet, Mother Earth, Father Sky, and all of God's creation. And we're going to have Patty Schaffner and John Baylor, Martina Sam, and Nathan Waddell share some of their work with us.
With support from Judith Robert and in memory of our dear friend Tom Kapasinskas, and from the generosity of the Marshall County Community Foundation, the Indiana Arts Commission, and E. Lee Marshall, you're listening to the Wild Rose Moon Radio Hour.
Well, welcome back to the Wild Rose Moon Radio Hour. We're here celebrating our precious planet with songs from area songwriters as part of our Earth Hug Boogie Week here at Wild Rose Moon Performing Arts Center. But we're going to kick off this set with an invocation of sorts from Patty Schaffner, who's coming all the way over from Miller, Indiana. Would you like to say anything about this?
Simply that this is a song that's an invitation to remember. I am the night, I am the dawn, I am the earth, I am the stars, I am the moon that pushes and pulls, I am what crawls and swims and flies, I am what grows and I am what dies. Yes, I am the mother. I am the fire, the wind and the water. I am the stones and the bones of it all. I am the mother. I am the one who was there at your birth, and I am the one you return to. I am the vessel, container of all. Yes, I am the mother, the mother, the mother. I am the mother, the mother of all. I am the mother, the mother, the mother. I am the mother, and you are my child.
Patty Schaffner. How wonderful. Well, John, you have a song for us today.
I do,
And
yes.
I'm so pleased, and I've been listening to it. It's absolutely tremendous.
Well, thank you.
So would you have a few words to say about your song?
Sure. Well, I come from George. Where are you going? I come from the great peripatetic tradition.
Yes?
That means walking around, the walking around tradition.
The walking around.
Yeah, so like if you went to school back in the old days, like with Socrates,
Yeah.
you wouldn't sit in a desk, you'd just go outside and walk around all day long.
That's a good
And
idea.
he'd just tell you whatever he thinks about.
Right.
And then if you went around with Jesus, it's the same thing. You're walking
Yeah.
around all day long.
Walking around. It's a lot
And,
of walking.
Well, his trip into the wilderness is like when his mission in life becomes clear, at least to the reader.
No, yeah, that's right.
And then the English poets, romantic poets especially, really picked up on this idea of walking around. So Wordsworth and company spent a lot of time wandering around in the woods, around the lake.
Right.
And I didn't have a lake. I
Thoreau.
just had little tiny Indiana creeks that I was walking around. But I spent just a lot of my childhood. I guess if my mission in life is clear, it's clear in as much as I've spent time walking around in the woods. And so that's kind of a little bit of what this song, where this song comes from. And I was writing this. I wrote the lyrics to this song on a church bulletin. I went to visit a church where my wife's brother was leading music, and there was a big blank space in the middle of the page, and so I wrote the lyrics on this thing. And then I looked down, and on the page were the words to the hymn, "This is my Father's World." And I think in all of Christian hymnody, it'd be hard to come up with something that fits better with this, so I put the two of these together. Into this holy place I come, where roots break through the banks and katydids hum, and low shining warm upon the water, a stained glass picture of the sun. Here I bow and lay my knees upon the mossy ground. My hands make a sweet and sacred motion, then lean my fishing pole against a log. Simple worship then, birds fly, moved by the sacred hymn, cicadas cry. In this eternal sanctuary, all of life sings and so do I. This is my Father's world, and to my listening ear, all nature sings, and round me rings the music of the spheres. This is my Father's world. I rest me in the thought of rocks and trees, of skies and seas. His hands the wonders wrought.
John Baylor, amazing, just amazing. Martina, Sam, you're out here somewhere. And she's coming up. And John, that was just a terrific song.
Hugh.
Right. So, Martina.
Hi, George.
Oh, and you've got a whole cast of
I'm
characters
so
here
happy
with
to be
you.
playing some music with these fellas.
Who's this guy sitting in next to
This
you?
is Jim Yoakum, my old friend.
Oh, wow.
We're not old friend.
And what's he got there? Is that a dinner plate or what is that?
This is a djembe, George.
Djembe.
African djembe.
African djembe.
Yeah.
And what is that thing that you're holding, Nathan Waddell?
This would be a bass guitar, George.
Okay. Can you tell us a little bit about this song?
Oh, I wrote this song a few years back in despair. It's kind of a sad song. And George liked it a lot and felt like it was he felt like it was a good song to play tonight or today for this event. And it's called The Rain Song. And as I thought about it for a while, George, I thought, in a sense, it could be, you could almost say Mother Earth is crying. And we all know she is. And she's in despair right now. So don't forget to recycle. It's the least you can do, okay? And get outside in your bare feet and just feel the earth under your feet. It does your body good.
Wouldn't it be great if all those guys in
Washington to just take their shoes off
I think so.
and walk around the mall.
Okay, here we go. The Rain Song. The Jenny Wren sings her night song. A melody sweet and strong awaits the rain. Distant sound of a freight train offers a low refrain. It won't be long. Well, I feel a full moon rising. Even though it's hiding, I know it's near. Distant sound of the freight train goes round in my brain and echoes my despair. And it looks like it's gonna rain, wash away my sadness and pain. Oh, it looks like it's gonna rain. Oh, please, let it rain. Gray clouds begin to weep. They know this feeling deep in my heart. Train rolling by at midnight will give me insight before I go too far. And it looks like it's gonna rain, wash away my sadness and pain. Oh, it looks like it's gonna rain. Oh, please, let it rain. Oh, yes, the rain is falling. Hear it calling, smell it in the air. Distant sound of the freight train unchain me from thoughts so clear. Oh, it looks like it's gonna rain, wash away my sadness and pain. Oh, it looks like it's gonna rain. Oh, please, let it rain. Oh, let it rain.
Martina. Oh, so that was a great song from Martina Sam. And up next, yeah. Up next is Nathan Waddell, who has a wonderful instrumental piece on a most unusual instrument.
This is a piccolo bass guitar, George.
And tell me more about a piccolo bass.
Well, a piccolo bass is like a standard bass, and this actually was a standard bass until I started messing with it and put some piccolo bass strings on it and tuned it up into a higher register. So anyway, it kind of makes guitar type sounds.
And then let's hear a little bit about how you came up with the song.
Well, the song is hopefully going to evoke images of nature and happy growing things. So we'll see how that goes.
Take it away.
It's called Waterfall.
Nathan Waddell on the piccolo bass. Wonderful. Thank you. To the Wild Rose Moon Radio Hour. We're back with our special tribute to our precious planet, referred to by the Greeks as Gaia, and sometimes called a precious blue marble from a perspective of our astronauts. The Earth has provided for humans throughout history. Native peoples often referred to Mother Earth and Father Sky. For thousands of years, humans saw every part of creation as a close relation. Because of that, all of creation was to be cared for, nurtured, and secured for future generations. We hope our creative offerings today help remind us all that relatedness, about that relatedness, and instill a spirit of care for the planet that all life depends upon. Okay. My name is Mother Nature, and you know I've got the blues. My name is Mother Nature, and you know that I got the blues. Wherever you are traveling, you know I'm following you.
what you did and you didn't care.
no matter where you're traveling, your mama gonna be right there. Well, my name is Mother Nature, and you know I've got the blues. My name is Mother Nature, and you know that I got the blues. Wherever you are traveling, you know I'm following you. Oh, I forgot, I've got this job too. Okay, up next is Mark Snell from South Bend, Indiana. And Mark is a good friend of the Moon. Nice to see you here today. You're not on my Mark.
Yes, sir.
You are doing a song today, Waltz for 2022. Can you tell us a little bit about it?
Yes, I can, George, since you asked. Well, I wrote this during the pandemic, and it's appropriate that I'm following you with that song that you just did, because yours was a sad song, and this is a dystopian song.
That means even sadder, doesn't it?
Yes.
We are going down.
Apparently, some people who listen to this had to go into therapy. So anyway, it's a song I wrote during the pandemic, and as I was thinking about what I was going to say, I kept thinking that this is about how selfish we are as human beings, and that the earth doesn't need us, but we need the earth. Before the last goodbye's ink has dried upon the page, before the last breath has evaporated, I will say goodbye to my old friend of the golden years. This blue gem of the galaxy. Oh, snowy winters, rainy springs and autumns, fragrant mushrooms and leaves, and summer swims in Lake Michigan. Before sapiens split the atom, Homo erectus was content for 2.5 million years. But today, I can't get no satisfaction. Nothing satisfies me. Even with Facebook, Google, and TikTok, I don't know what's wrong with me. Well, I'm a man on the run with a recall notice, and I intend to get what I deserve, some sad satisfaction. Before the last goodbye's ink has dried upon the page, before the last breath has evaporated, I will say goodbye to my old friend of the golden years, this blue gem of the galaxy.
Mark Snell, everybody. Now we have Kennedy's Kitchen coming back up to share a song with us. John, I'll let John introduce the song. John Kennedy, wasn't too long ago you were playing at the Reese across the street there.
Yes, we were. And why are you going to let me introduce your song? Come on.
Well, it's a song I wrote some years ago. And I'm very interested in, Marshall County has a wonderful history that was written by Daniel McDonald. And Daniel McDonald was responsible in the legislature, actually, Indiana legislature, who was in that, for securing land on south of Plymouth to commemorate the Trail of Death, the Potawatomi Trail of Death. And he was a wonderful guy and chronicled a lot of stuff, including old songs. And there was a fragment of a song in the history, and it made me want to fill out that fragment and write a song for the river I grew up with, the Yellow River.
Here we are in Plymouth.
Yes.
Yeah, and the river's just out there flowing by.
We could easily go jump in.
Yeah, and
You first.
According to Howard, not recommended.
yeah,
but
and yeah, we were going to be playing here, and one of the little projects I've been on for the last couple of years is finding local songs that celebrate the landscape and the people and the history of places. And I asked George, and he pointed me. There's a lovely video of George performing this song out there on YouTube. And this has actually been, I think, my favorite song to sing for about the last year. Every time I pick up my guitar to sing something else, I end up here. There's a tiny little river not so very far away. Water's clear and sandy bottom, you can hear the muskrats play. Grassy brinks and stately cattails, pussy willow perfume blow. Now and then a bullfrog's chatter from the swimming holes below. Twinkling in the summertime, flowing like a nursery rhyme, my heart remembers best. Oh, that yellow river, painted carpets in the fall, leaves float by, reminding all the time never rests. Oh, that yellow river, peaceful in the winter snow, dream-like banks that always know each of my requests. Oh, that yellow river, waking me to spring. Full and wide she sings of this life.
which we're blessed. Just a place in sultry August, sit and idly lie, shade of spreading maples beneath a bright blue sky. Waters whisper there beside me, welcome my repose. The ducks go paddling by, that's how the river goes. Oh, that yellow river, twinkling in the summertime, flowing like a nursery rhyme, my heart remembers best. Oh, that yellow river, painted carpets in the fall, leaves float by, reminding all the time never rests. Oh, that yellow river, peaceful in the winter snow, dream-like banks that always know each of my requests. Oh, that yellow river, waking me to spring, full and wide she sings of this life with which we're blessed.
John Kennedy, Chris O'Brien, Joel Cooper, Nathan Waddell. Thank you so much for that beautiful rendition. Thank you. Well, now we have the moment we've been waiting for all along. Jim Yoakum is coming up to talk a little bit about this wonderful song that he's written. And it's been kind of out there for a few years, but every time we go to recycle it, we notice how much we love it. And so that must have had something to do with the state that Jim was in when he wrote the song. Right?
Yes, absolutely. A friend of mine, Molly Moon, who is a champion of earth-friendly living.
Molly Moon, yeah.
I was visiting her once, and she said, in regard to how we can each conduct ourselves that would be helpful to the earth, we're all just helping each other learn to live. And so I asked around a little bit and found some tips on things we could do and how to regard our daily behavior. And just put it to a boogie rhythm, and here it is.
And you have some people helping you.
Absolutely.
Well, that's great.
Yeah. A 1, 2, a 1, 2, 3. Take off your shoes and walk around. Find some grass and then feel the ground. Walk in the sand and wiggle your toes and give thanks to the earth for the ground below. Green like you mean it, join the fight. Be a force of nature and do what's right. And do the earth hug boogie. 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 You gotta love our earth, it's the only one we've got. Now plant a tree in a public place. Give us all a little breathing space. Plant 3 or 4 more, just in case. Then hug those trees in a warm embrace. If you understand what life is worth, you'll show your love to old Mother Earth. And the earth hug boogie. The earth hug boogie, yeah. The earth hug boogie. strong and they hold a lot more than the plastic kind that you get downtown. They take 500 years before they break down. Protect the earth for your peace of mind, 'cause you know the good plants is hard to find. Do the earth hug boogie. Earth hug boogie. That's right. Earth hug boogie. Earth hug boogie. You gotta love our earth, it's the only one we got. Take your clothes outside and hang them on the line. You'll save a few bucks and they smell so fine. And if your toaster breaks, don't throw it in the bin. Fix the darn thing up and then use it again. The landfills are full of what we throw away. When it seeps in the ground, we drink our own decay. And do the earth hug boogie. 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 You gotta love our earth, it's the only one we've got. Come on, boys. Choose a green leader when you cast your votes. Our parents teach your kids, and kids teach your folks. Polluters doing things that we cannot allow. Stand up for the earth because it needs us now. It's all up to us and it's not too late. We still have time to make our planet great. Now do the earth hug boogie. Come on. Do the earth hug boogie. Go. Do the earth hug boogie. Do the earth hug boogie. You gotta love our earth, that's the only one we've got. Now the earth gives us more than you ever think, like the air we breathe and the water we drink. We just have one and it's our only home. We can't mess it up, 'cause when it's gone, it's gone. So do the earth hug boogie. I show the world you care. Here we go. Do the earth hug boogie. I do the earth hug boogie. I do the earth hug boogie. I do the earth hug boogie. You gotta love our earth, it's the only one we've got. So do the earth hug boogie. I show the world you care.
Singer-songwriter Jim Yoakum. Great harmonica. Great. You can just stay up here. You can just stay up. We're going to close this thing out. Thanks to our singers and players today: John Kennedy, Chris O'Brien, Joel Cooper, Nathan Waddell, Patty Schaffner, Mark Snill, John Meriwether Williams, Howard Gibbs, Jim Yoakum, Michelle Schricker, Martina Sam, and Maggie Kubley.
With support from Judith Robert in the memory of our good friend Tom Kapuscinskis, and with additional support from Marshall County Community Foundation and E. Lee Marshall, you've been listening to the Wild Rose Moon Radio Hour.
Thank you so much to our music producer, John Baylor, our Earth Hug Boogie producer, Nathan Waddell, our announcer, the vivacious Maggie Kubley, our stage manager, Howard Gibbs, our precious audio engineer, Nate Butler, photographer, Matthew Bergmoser, our video producers, Jonathan Nixon and Jim Yoakum, our instigators of culinary merriment, Jennifer Reed, Martina Sam, Christina Merriman, Pam Gunterman, and Ashley Matthews, our graphic design specialist, Maisie Matthews, our finance wizard, Frank Filson, Moonlight Makers, Dan Schubert and Jean Pazderka and Vera Tiani Schubert, and special thanks to our applausologist, Michelle Schricker, for her support of the moon, its mission, and me. And a big special thanks to WVPE 88.1 Public Radio in Elkhart, Indiana, for helping us to make a special brand of moonshine for the past 6 years. George turns to John, it says here. Should I do that?
Sure.
Okay. John,
George.
will the blessed rainfall of your pattering fingertips dance up and down on those gossamer threads stretched taut for trenchant tone making upon the board upon which you so often fret?
George, I will play beautifully in thanks for the beautiful poetry that you've devoted to my sweat. So when you think you've lost that life, oh, pain and heartache fill your soul with strife. Just remember, as you're tumbling down, it won't be long